And people are probably wondering, what is this gender exchange? What are we going to be talking about? What are we going to be exchanging? Are we swapping genitals? Are we going to exchange things like that in that gender department? No. It's an exchange of ideas. It's an exchange of understanding what is gender, right? Last year, December, we had a wonderful Indaba, the gender affirming Indaba. And there were so many questions left unanswered. There were so many areas in which we didn't know how are we going to move on from there, right? We had fantastic guests and different theories of the history of gender, where we come from, where we hope to go to, and where we hope to access hormone replacement therapy, surgery, different things that people are thinking, oh, that's just beauty, that's just cosmetic, that's just superficial. And now we're going to be speaking to different experts, different activists, different thinkers, different genders, androgynous, non-binary, sexy, human rights. I find that people that live on the androgynous line between male and female, being non-binary, when you don't claim either male or female, it's so hard to actually be sexy and sexual because you're so kind of trying, perhaps not everybody, just what I've noticed, you are perhaps trying to be neutral. You are trying to kind of, because both sexes are so hypersexualized. If you're masculine, you must exhibit this sexy masculinity. If you're feminine, you must exhibit this sexy femininity. So how does one exhibit sexiness when they are androgynous, when they're in the middle, when they are non-binary? And do we have a right to be sexy when we are choosing to kind of like just be neutral sexually, right? And when I met you, I was like, gosh, this guy, this human being, this them there is actually quite sexy. That's what I thought when I saw you. I was like, how are they doing it? They're not falling into either. I can't tell that they're being sexy masculinely. I can't tell if they're being sexy. So I was like, I'm feeling it right now that I was like, you know what, maybe you can teach us a thing or two about that. What is fluid then?
Well, fluid is then entertaining the possibility of moving from one to the other. And again, this concept for me, gender needs work. And as activists, I think we still need to do a lot of work. We need to debunk the binary first, and then debunk gender. You know, what is gender? You know, can we say crying is a gendered expression, right? Or fighting is a gendered expression, you know? What is gender, you know?
Crying and fighting is got a gender that it's associated with. So when you're saying debunk, you're saying gender must fall.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'm trying to allude to, there's a whole human experience that we forfeit because we are so stuck in what gender should be and how we should be and what's expected, and we just miss out on so much. Do men know the freedom one feels wearing a dress? Can you understand just everything, just feeling, especially on a hot day, and you just feel comfortable in the soft cotton, and I mean, even the way in which they make clothes, the one gender has to have a rigid, bland colored kind of form of dress style, and that's considered manly. But the other, there's soft fabrics, there's multicolors, there's options, and that's feminine. And why? Why? Do we ever ask ourselves why? And if we do look at it, there's a whole history. Again, colonization has an input of how we're taught to think about gender and how we're taught to express gender, and limit ourselves in our possibilities.
This is you and me talking. We know we don't want to be stuck in our genders and stuck in the confines of whatever gender you are born as and having to perform whatever that gender is. Like, decide, because we're not trying to force somebody who is proud of their binary gender to kind of now destabilize and go like, no, now gender must fall. How can I still be a mother and a woman if gender is going to die? What have you got to say to that?
I'd love to pose that question to you.
Well, you know why I'm asking you? I'm asking you because as somebody born in a female body, hey, and I went to the bank the one time, and I get asked all the time, are you Miss, are you Mrs., are you Ms.? And men never get asked that question. It really frustrates me that we are treated differently as sexes, as genders. Ne? That somebody in a female body will be asked, are you married or not? Because I need to know what prefix to put in front of your name. And that angered me, actually. And when I found out the prefix MX, that it's for everybody, male, female, married or unmarried, that's what I insist on. And if you can't give me that according to whatever you're selling me in your company, then I'll take on another prefix. I'll not, what have you else have you got there? Reverend? I'll take
Reverend.
I take reverend, Sana.